Welcome back to the program. Joining me now, Paul Gatling, editor of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Paul, always good to have you with us. I hope you're doing well. You doing all right?
Doing well, thanks.
All right. Let's begin with, first of all, who is Terry Prentice? What is he doing at the University of Arkansas?
Well, Terry Prentice is emerging as a pretty strong voice representing the university, particularly in the athletic department. He was hired this past spring, spring of 2021, in a very unique role among college athletic departments. He was hired as Hunter Yurchek hired him as an associate athletic director in charge of athlete brand development. So you say, well, what's that have to do with college athletics? Well, in today's era of college athletics, there's a lot off the field that is becoming just as much important as what happens on the field. So Terry is really involved in anything that has to do with name, image, and likeness, NIL, and helping students, the student athletes, monetize their name, image, and likeness, which since July 1st of last year, they have been allowed to do by the NCAA while maintaining their eligibility to compete in their given sport. So had a great chance to visit with Terry Prentice for a story in our recent issue of the magazine. He told me that in Arkansas has got about 460 athletes in 19 sports, and in the first year of NIL, about half of them had some sort of NIL agreement totaling over a couple $1 million. So that's where we go from here. He said there's so much changing with NIL from day to day, and there's a lot to keep up with, but we didn't get too far down in the weeds of all of that. I was just curious about him and his background. He's from California. He was in high school one of the top high jumpers and long jumpers and hurdlers in the country, and actually turned down John McDonnell, a scholarship offer from John McDonnell. Went to Southern California instead. That wasn't a fit. He transferred to Arkansas, where he was a very well respected member of the track and field team, very accomplished member of the track and field team. Also earned 2 degrees from the University of Arkansas. Then went to a couple of different places, including Kansas, working for Jeff Long before he came back to the University of Arkansas with his family. And really just a sharp guy, very engaging guy, very personable, and really becoming a very strong voice for the University of Arkansas's athletic department. Really a guy that people should know.
Makes you wish that you still had a little college eligibility left, right? For your golfing skills there. So
Absolutely. Well, there was no NIL on the Henderson State golf team, I can tell you that.
All right. Northwest Arkansas leaders focused on a variety of issues to progress the region. Workforce housing is one of them that's going to be the subject of a conference later this week. What is the problem, and are there any solutions that are evident?
Well, that's the hope, is that what we're going to find out, what the problem is, why it's a problem, and what business leaders and workforce leaders and stakeholders are doing to address it. So the Rogers Lowell Chamber of Commerce has a quarterly series, what they call a spotlight series, on issues that are critical to the region. And this quarter, it's workforce housing and how rising home prices and rising rent prices are causing pressure and having an impact on the workforce, the business community, teachers, firefighters, healthcare workers, restaurant workers, civil servants, all kinds of people who are starting to feel the pinch and in some cases being priced out of the market. There's an anecdote, an example that's going around up here of a teacher in the Bentonville School District who was from out of the district, was offered a contract, offered a job by Bentonville School District, and could not accept it because she simply could not find a place to afford to live here. And I think that's kind of waking some people up. So we'll have a panel discussion next week. Duke McClarty with the Northwest Arkansas Workforce Housing Center, Monique Pierre with Partners for Better Housing, and Allison Nail Malone, who is a leadership coach and an HR consultant for small businesses and nonprofits. She's going to come at it from the workforce and HR side of things, and we'll have a discussion to see, kind of shine a light on this problem and what people can do to address it. You know, a lot of people that think workforce housing will halve the population, that they tune that out because, well, I have a house, I can afford a house, that doesn't concern me. Well, it's beginning to concern all of us because it's going to affect Northwest Arkansas. It is affecting Northwest Arkansas as a whole. So long, our built-in advantage has been it's been a place for affordable housing, and that's beginning to tip in the opposite direction. So it's definitely a conversation that's being had every day.
All right, you've covered most recently about to open the first bilingual bank in the state of Arkansas. Who is it and what is their game plan?
Right, so that's Gary Head's bank in it's Fayetteville, Signature Bank of Arkansas. They've got several banks in Northwest Arkansas and even one in Brinkley. And so in Rogers, their unique banking division they're about to open here later this month is called Bank OC, and it's being touted as the first bilingual bank in the state. All the employees will be bilingual. I think they'll have 8 to 10 employees when they open. And their broader plan is to expand that idea with Bank OC locations elsewhere in the region, Siloam Springs and Springdale, I think. So they're having a big block party. It's in downtown Rogers, a big block party and grand opening on Friday, September the 23rd, I believe. Sarah Huckabee Sanders expected to be there. Susanna Marshall, the state banking commissioner, expected to be there. So they're really going to blow this out and tout this new division that they're launching in Rogers and going to spread in other parts of the region.
All right, he's Paul Gatling, editor of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. I think you still have one more year of college eligibility on that golfing team there because you could do graduate school. Can't you do something along those lines?
My eligibility may still be in line, but my performance is definitely not in line to impact any golf team out there.
All right, Paul Gatling, we appreciate you as always. Thanks for being with us.
All right, thanks, Roby.